Okay, I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. So the thing is, anywhere in the upper part of the US, there's going to be fire. So, like, it just becomes a question of which part of the fire do you want to be part of? Or if you're not on fire, you live in a swamp and just be really, really hot. I'm actually surprised that fire season hasn't started yet over here. Because usually, you know, that's a thing for Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But no, we haven't really had, I say that now, we're probably going to have like a huge fire tomorrow, but we haven't had anything yet. And it's, the temperature's been pretty mild this week. It's like low 70s, it's supposed to be. That doesn't mean it won't heat up again, because I know I've talked to you about that before, but I mean, I am very biased for the Pacific Northwest, and I would like you guys to move out here. We already got Ray to come out, and you know, Sandy should be next. I would get Samus out here too if I could. And come all live by the active volcano. Anyway, Art Fight starts in July, which is Saturday, and my page is almost completely set up. What I'm missing is character sheets for these two girls, which are my Bleeding Heart magical girls. Well, then you should just come out here, and he can just tell him not to fall into the volcano, because that's a thing that happens. People fall into the volcano up here for some reason. So as long as he doesn't do that. My mom even, because St. Helens erupted when she was a teenager. I think she was a teenager. She was either a teenager or in her 20s. But she has a jar of the ashes. Because the ashes obviously blew across the state, so she has a jar from that. Anyway, I'm finishing up this character sheet because the art I have posted on my profile, and I can just show you guys that. If it loads, because I know Art Fight, everyone's prepping for it, and I know the first day of Art Fight, usually the site just dies because there's so many, it can't handle all the people accessing it. But the picture I have of it only has their top half. And not the bottom half, which I feel if someone wants to draw them, they might want to see the whole picture. So I'm going to clean up this sketch. I had changed some of the colors and ideas since I did this sketch, so I'll update that. So that's what we're doing today. So I want to get that done before Art Fight starts. Oh yeah, there's this, so I've been working on the stream, some of the behind the scenes stuff, which is not too exciting or too interesting. I've been just kind of moving things over. Oh, Art Fight it's a yearly, I want to call it a competition, but I don't know if that's quite right. It's a yearly thing where artists sign up, and you can either choose a team to be on, so there's 2 teams, or you can have the website assign a team to you, and you attack people by drawing their characters listed on their profile and posting them. And then you get points for attacking or doing revenges, so if someone attacks you and you attack them back, that's a revenge. You get more points for attacking the opposite team. I think you only get like half points for attacking your teammates. I don't quite remember. You do get some points, but I don't think it's all the points possible. And then at the end of the month, the points are tallied to see which team won. So it's loading slowly. I don't know how much I'll be able to show you guys. So how many people usually? A lot. How does it tell me how many people? I don't remember how many people participated last year. So here's my profile. Your intro, and then you talk about what things you like to draw or don't like to draw to kind of help inform people if you will attack them or do a revenge attack. Your social links. This last year I attacked Jessie, so this is her fairy lady, and then she attacked me. And then these are the characters for this year. You can put them in order of which ones you are more preferential to. So I put these two up top, these ones are at the bottom. So this one, you can see that this is the main image for them. It doesn't show their legs at all. So I'm going to add it as the character sheet here, this one, as a supplemental image to go here. So people can click on all these images and look at them and have a better idea. And then you write a little description about the characters, because it's mostly people's original characters. And it's really supposed to be for original characters. I did post a version of Ray last year as a Martian, because that still fit the requirements, but usually it's just OCs. And then you tell people like what they are allowed or not allowed to do for each individual picture, or just all of them in general. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure how many people participated last year. It's definitely in the thousands. It's free to join, and everyone's welcome to join. So I'll probably start bugging people in Discord if they've done it or not. But yeah. Back to Firebot though. So I installed Firebot. I've been fiddling with it a little bit. I've been doing some changes on stream with it. I don't think you guys will really notice too much because I'm still moving things over and trying to create new like channel reward points and interactions with it, because it actually lets me do a lot more than some of the other bot programs I've been using. It is more complicated as a result, since I don't have a very strong knowledge of coding. Hi, Yowza! Since I don't have a very strong knowledge of coding, especially with the newer scripts, like I have no idea, it's taking me a lot longer to learn how to use it. But I did make something very special for you, V-Chan. And you but when you annoy me, I'm gonna change the sound to something else. But eventually, I'm going to use it for the gacha game, because it'll run the script that I need for it. It can turn channel point redemptions into clips, or play songs, or other, like play little video. I think I can play videos, but basically things that I don't have to do manually now. Like if you wanted to request the flute music, it will automatically play and I don't have to go get it. I should probably edit the flute music because it is a full minute long, and I should probably like shorten it down. But for right now, you can request the minute-long flute music. Don't abuse that, please. I know there's a lot of other cool things you can do with Firebot. Hopefully I learn them. Hopefully, like, I learned how to use them. I'm not like awful at it, but you know. Okay, I guess it's been 15 minutes. Maybe I should actually draw or something. I need to remind myself that this is also just a sketch. It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know if I'll remember that. We'll see. So what I'm doing right now is I have the canvas, a reflect ruler on, a symmetrical ruler. So because they're twins, they're pretty, I made them kind of symmetrical. I say kind of, they are symmetrical except for their hair. Which I kind of did on purpose, so I wouldn't have to do as much work when I draw both of them. I can just use the reflect tool and it's fine, but yeah. I'm doing okay. I feel like my physical health has been better with all of the physical therapy. It still kind of sucks, but I'm doing a lot better. How are you doing, Yowza? How was your weekend? Let's see, you had a neighborhood blackout on Saturday after work. Oh no. Well, I'm assuming the power's back now? But the blackout does not sound like any fun. That's another thing that's pretty frequent here is a lot of blackouts because we have so many trees. And when there's a storm, naturally a tree or a branch falls and takes out a power line or breaks some converters, and it'll just like take the power out for a long time. That's even more reasons for you to come live here, V-Chan. Let me see here. Oh, he works for a power company. Okay, so it's only out for a couple hours. And there's a block party. Okay. I want to take a look at... I need to take a look at this one too. Yeah, with the fireworks even. I don't know if I would appreciate the fireworks. Um, like, what? How did I draw these again? I don't. How do I draw my characters? I don't remember. I bet there's a lot of openings. Like, well, I feel like there'd be a lot of openings. I wonder. Now I'm just like, Now I'm like looking. Oh, a less successful position. That's annoying. I'm sorry. Well, I guess if they chose it, then okay. It looks like there's a position for a meter deployment tech. Where it's time limited. Senior ITS customer support analyst. He's going to do computer solutions. And then there's a couple of accounting positions. That's for the county I'm in. Seattle, though. So there's like Snohomish County, and then there's King County, which is Seattle. And then I think Bellevue. Okay, Bellevue's still in King County. That's right. King County actually, so most of the time when people think of King County, we usually just think of Seattle. Which is true. The majority of the population of King County is in Seattle, but King County like goes pretty far actually east, like way further east than Dan and I realized. But it doesn't go as far north as it does east. It doesn't seem like anyway. Because we're not that far away from the inner limits, and we're in a different county. And then there's I think Renton's also in King County. Yeah, Renton's in King. So if you go like further south, like Renton, I think Tacoma's also in King County. Oh, Tacoma's in Pierce. So Tacoma is another big city that's like, what, 40 minutes south from Seattle. And Renton's between them. think right here I'm just gonna go ahead and draw in her pigtails. Actually, maybe I'll draw them on top later. You guys can come out here and one of the boys can fall in, you know what, both of the boys can fall in the volcano, because, you know, the one's gonna want to go look at the volcano and Pickle Rick's gonna go follow him and then fall into the volcano. And it's not my fault when that happens. It's not my fault when your kids fall into the volcano. You would do it for the views. Yep. I could just see him falling in and like local boy falls into the volcano. Probably be like, I was trying to get rid of my expander down there. My mom told me to go get rid of it. I think, if I remember correctly, I think there's at least 2 active volcanoes here. I think, because I think Rainier is also active. And yes, Rainier the beer. Yes! He's going on an adventure! He's just living with the expander. Fair enough. That's the choice he made, so... So they want Tarkin to come in for another cardiology appointment, which is fine because we were already told by the cardiologist earlier this year that he would need to have another one in like 5 to 6 months, just because his heart issues have been increasing. So this vet that we've been going to, the specialist for his ultrasound, said that they would go ahead, they could do the cardiology, like book in-house, so we wouldn't have to wait as long to get him in. And their whole system has been awful, their booking system. Dan's been dealing with it just because in order for us to take Tarkin into the vet, he basically has to take time off. Because we only have one car, and Tarkin, someone has to hold him. Like you can't. We used to be able to just like put him in the seat, like in his bed, and he didn't like it, but he would sit there and he'd be okay. But now he like freaks out unless someone's holding him. So I've been letting Dan take care of it, and this last time, the specialist called and she's like, oh, well, I can get you in on the 10th. And we had his blood work at our vet scheduled for the 10th. Because we're supposed to be checking if he has Cushing's disease or not. And we should have just told her okay, and then called our vet and moved the blood work, because I don't think there would have been an issue for the vet to like reschedule with them. Versus trying to get a hold of the specialist clinic and making appointments, because apparently she is working out of state right now. She's doing remote work in a different state, and so Dan like can't call her directly. He can only email her, because every time he calls, she keeps calling through a remote number, so it shows up as the veterinary hospital and she's not there, so he can't talk to her. And like for some reason she just can't give the referral information to the booking reception, so if he calls, like they won't give him the booking appointments that she's holding for him or whatever. So the whole thing has been a mess, and he got one of the booking people to call him yesterday to try and finish booking everything, and this person just like, Dan got really frustrated, and I understand why the booking person didn't know anything that was going on, but it was really frustrating that they didn't know anything that was going on. Like, the whole reason we're booking this cardio appointment is because the specialist at their clinic wants us to get it done. So they're like, oh, why do you want to do this? Why are you booking this? Why do you want to book it this day? Like, and then asking questions about like, what medication is Tarkin on? How long has he been on it? And like, that stuff is all in their system, because the medication is the ones that they prescribed him. Like, that's the only medication he's on, is the prescriptions that their clinic gave to us. Yeah, Dan was so angry. He's just like, why are you asking me these questions? You have all this information on file. Like, I don't have it. I don't know his medications off the top of my head. What are you doing? And of course, like when they're calling Dan, he's at work. So he like is extra frustrated. Yeah. And then I'm going to be honest, I kind of don't like the specialist. She's one of those kind of doctors that, like, I appreciate that she wants to use the correct terminology when discussing what she thinks Tarkin might have. But I think you should speak at the level of your patients. And I know I'm not, when I say her patients, like obviously I'm not her patient, but like, no, I'm not a doctor. I'm especially not a veterinary doctor. When you use veterinary terminology, the scientific terminology, I don't know what you're talking about. So she always talks about how busy she is, but she gives us these really long explanations using medical jargon, and then she realizes, oh, I need to now translate it into words that you understand. And she does this like, and it's not even like she realizes like, oh, you don't understand. It's like, okay, now I'm going to explain to you in a way that you know. And I'm like, why are you, like, it's a waste of time. And it comes off really pretentious. I'm just like, you could have from the beginning just told us that you think he has a respiratory issue, that like his windpipe looks like it's falling apart, his trachea, not falling apart, but like not like it's closing, right? That his trachea is falling. Like, it's so annoying and I hate it so much. And I also understand that being a woman in the medical field is difficult. Like, being a woman in any job, especially like a male dominated one or one that commands authority, is difficult. But so I'm like trying really hard not to hate her, but I'm like, I really don't like you. Just tell me what's wrong with my dog in a way that I understand. I feel like that's how you know when someone probably shouldn't have been a doctor, but maybe a lab tech. They don't have to talk to people, but just other doctors and medical professionals that are going to understand what they're saying. Yeah, at the same time, the information that she's given us, like her insights and her knowledge, has been really helpful. She's, at least I feel, has a better understanding of what could be going on with Tarkin. Because when we brought him in earlier this year for his cough, we were just told like, oh, dogs cough sometimes. Which I have like a whole other issue with our vet about that. Like, generally, I really like our vet, but there's been a couple instances where Tarkin has had an issue that we found out down the road that was actually fixable. Or we could have done something to make it better for him. And the official advice, medical advice we were given is like, oh, it just happens sometimes. It's normal. Like, when we got Tarkin, like 7 years ago, and had his examinations and everything, his knees pop out of his joint, and we were just told like, oh, that's normal for little dogs, which it is normal, but that there's nothing we could do for it. And I was like, okay, well, I guess if there's nothing we can do for it, I'll just try to be mindful about making sure he doesn't run, because when he walks too fast, he'll start lifting up his leg because the joint has popped out until it pops back in. So then, like 2 years ago now, one of his knees, the ligament broke, and we're like, oh, well, we were told you can fix it with surgery, and they referred us to the dog surgery clinic, which I actually really like that clinic. I love our surgeon, and we brought Tarkin in, and the surgeon like checked on him and then sat with us, and he's like, yeah, I can fix his knee, and I can fix his other knee too, the one that still has the ligament intact, but you know, the knee keeps popping out. And I was like, well, what do you mean you can fix it? And he's like, yeah, I can just go in and drill into the kneecap area so the bone actually stays in place instead of popping out. And he's like, that was always an option. I do this for dogs all the time. And he's like, I really strongly suggest that you do, after this knee recovers from surgery, that we do the next knee. Yeah, I get it. It's just like, I feel that our vet should understand that we bring in Tarkin for everything. And we have never said no to like any procedure. any procedure, any test, we're like, okay, do it. It was just like, yeah, so like they have that history with us. So I was just so mad when they're like, 2 years ago, we found out like that his knees could have been fixed all along. And then of course I felt bad that we got them both fixed, and I was like, God, he's like, 12, 13. Is it really fair to make him go through surgery at such a late age? And of course the surgeon was like, well, he could live until he's like 16 or 20, so it's probably better to get it like his knees fixed rather than not have them fixed, because it would be worse for his ligament to break and then having to fix it. So which is true. Now that his heart condition is worsening, he may not be able to be put on anesthesia anymore. So I'm glad we did end up fixing both of his knees, because if it did break and he can't be under anesthesia, then they wouldn't be able to fix his knee. So yeah, glad we actually ended up doing that. But if we had known that maybe something could have been done for his trachea and his whole respiratory system back when we brought him in like January, February, like we would have gone to the ultrasound and talked to the specialist. Like we would have done it immediately. We're just like, we did the ultrasound anyway because some of his blood tests came back where they thought he might have kidney failure, and they're like, well, you should go get this ultrasound to have it actually checked. And we're like, okay. So we went and got the ultrasound, and Tarkin was like freaking out and he wouldn't stop coughing. And they're like, can we also do chest x-rays on him to see what's going on with his respiratory system? And I was like, well, our vet, because we had the x-rays done too with our vet, and our vet said like, it's normal, everything's fine. And then that's when the doctor, like, she kept acting like we hadn't done anything. And that also made me mad. And I don't think that's what she was actually trying to say, but her whole like demeanor on top of her not wanting to speak on our level, just like, Anyway. But yeah, our main vet has made a comment, because we bring him in like all the time for like everything. Because you never know when the one thing is going to be like early signs of cancer or something, right? And I'd rather have a professional check him than to me make a decision because the internet tells me so. But they have made a comment. They're like, you were really in tune with your dog. You're here a lot. And I'm like, yes, please fix him. Please fix my dog. My mom buys me them, like house decorations about Maltese. I probably do. And yeah, I have his little shirt that says he still lives at home, but it's funny because I feel like some of our family, our parents, are more obsessed with Tarkin than we are. which I actually think is a good thing, except when they have crappy opinions. And then, okay, so the different, wait, I need to put in the ribbons. The ribbons. I think with our next dog, I'm gonna have to get a lot more fun dog parent stuff. Because we really didn't take Tarkin out. And then when we were more comfortable like going out with him, COVID happened. So then we like really couldn't take him out. Though he's not like, he likes sniffing. He's not much of an outdoor dog. Because we took him to the beach a couple of times and he liked to sniff at everything, to pee on things, but he wasn't like interested. He hates the water, so like he wasn't interested in the water. He wasn't interested in the beach. He didn't want to just like sit and chill either, because we packed a whole picnic, but he was like constantly trying to escape the picnic. He can't walk for very long. Like, I mean, now he's old, so he really can't walk for very long, but before, when he was younger and had a lot more energy, he could walk for like 10 minutes at his little Tarkin pace, and then he got really tired and you would have to pick him up and walk him the rest of the way. And then like he hates the car, so couldn't really take him around and do anything with him in the car. He is definitely an old man. Because the thing is, like, this area is actually pretty, it's actually pretty dog friendly. But with his health right now, I just can't imagine taking him out anywhere. Oh, that's right. Hers goes the other way. That's fine. I forgot. Okay. Oh, you might play 14 next month? To be honest, Dan, I stopped playing. Dan's pretty, well, work's been bad. Work's been gross for him. Right now, he's been playing 15, or not 15, 16. So usually he plays 16 and then I do crafting in the living room and watch him play. Oh, it is like... How do I want to put this? I'm really enjoying the story. I think it's a little bonkers. With all the time skips and everything. And you can also tell very much that Yoshi P and his team, they made the game. Like, it has such a 14 feel to it. Yeah. Dan's bad at dodging. Unsurprising. But we've really enjoyed the story so far. I mean, he's not super far into the game. So I don't know if our opinion on the story will change. And I say that because 14's scenario writing could be hit or miss. To me, anyway. I think overall 14's writing is pretty solid. But there are some choices that they make where I'm just like, please don't. I should turn off the stabilization. But like, yeah. I'm hoping the story continues to be pretty solid. And that we don't end up in a like Bird was sad. So that's why situation again. But I feel like I was the only one, or I feel like Dan and I were the few people that really didn't like Endwalker. I mean, there's a lot of game. You didn't want to. I would have run them with you if you told me. I would have logged in to log in. I would have logged in to run the dungeons with you. I think I'm trying to think if we had to sync them for it to be considered a clear for you. Because if not, we could have unsynced the dungeons and I could have just blasted through the whole thing for you. I told you in Wills not to tank in this game. Like, I told you guys not to do that. I warned you. Oh shit, did I not turn off? Oh no. I told you that tanking, honestly, 14 is the nicest MMO community. And honestly, 14 is the most patient when it comes to new players. But I've warned you guys not to do it because it's a lot of responsibility to tank and there are expectations. Like, I rarely tank. I could do the lower dungeons though, but like, yeah. You switched to rogue. You you're supposed to go do the Sprout trials. That's where you get clothes from. But tanking's one of those jobs. Also healing. I think healing's easier than tanking. But it's one of those jobs that you should try doing after you learn how to play the game. Because there are very specific ideas of how the community sees tanking. Which I think after you play for the game for a while, not only will you see them, but you'll understand why that they're that way. But like early dungeons, it's pretty common for tanks to wall pull, which newbies shouldn't be doing that, but that is like an expectation from the community, is the wall pulls. Yeah, that's when you definitely need to be able to like ping that you're new. Though I feel like if they saw your Sprout, they should know that you're new. And then like you have to be able to hold aggro, but there are DPS, like I said, if you don't pull the way people want you to pull, the DPS will start pulling. In those instances, Dan and I let them die. Which people hate. People hate that Dan and I do that, but like, you know, if you're gonna pull aggro off the tank on purpose, like we just let them die. Because it is true that the tanks, it sets the pace of the dungeon. I won't say that there hasn't been times that Dan and I know that we won't die and we just run and start pulling things to us. There was, oh my god, this was a late game dungeon and I don't know what was going on, but our healer just like wasn't healing. No, none of the classes have a hack and slash feeling because the entire game is built on rotations. The thing is, like, WoW tanking and healing is completely different from 14 tanking and healing. Yeah. But I feel like that at least gives you a better foundation than people just coming in. But yes, 14, you can't it's a rotational MMO. There's no hack and slash, Yowza. Like, it's not that kind of a game. If you want to hack and slash, you should go play Genshin Impact. Like, 14 is, you know your rotations, you stand in specific areas, and you keep up your DPS. I just realized that this is a ribbon. The other thing is, like, tanking's not fun in 14 either. That was the other thing I was trying to tell you guys. Well, I didn't want to really deter you from, like, tanking if that's what you really want to do, but, like, I feel like you understood what it meant to be a tank in an MMO. I think Wills liked the idea of being a tanky class. I think coming from D&D, which, like, is not at all what it's like playing in an MMO. But, like, I know there's people who definitely like tanking because they like having control, which, like, again, the tank should set the pace of the dungeon, but it's like there's so much management to it, and being a good tank is hard. Because not only are you managing your own class and your cooldowns, you're trying to keep aggro on everything, and you're trying to turn the enemies so they're not hitting the rest of your party, and then doing the mechanics on top of that, and you do need to use your mitigation skills and spells so your healer has an easier time. And then I don't think it's, well, in my opinion, I don't think it's important for tanks and healers to DPS, but I know that that's also important to some people, is that the tank is doing enough DPS. Well, they also need a position, and they also need to do mechanics. Because there's a lot of mechanics in 14 that require your whole party to do them correctly. It's my understanding is it's a lot more complicated than some of the other MMOs, and I think because of its smaller size for dungeons, and the mechanics that were made for that. Because I was talking to my physical therapist about it, because he raids in WoW Classic. And just talking about how big their raiding parties are, and how like you really are only supposed to focus on that one part of your job and not really do anything else, even though there are mechanics. I had one friend that he came over from WoW and he was upset because he kept dying to mechanics, because we'd be doing new content, and a lot of the times Dan and I would go in blind to new content. Mostly because there wasn't a guide ready, so we would just go in, try to figure out what was going on. And our friend was like, well, how are you supposed to know what to do if the game doesn't tell you what to do? And we're like, well, you learn from doing it. Because he used the extension in WoW that told you what to do. And we're like, oh yeah, that doesn't exist in 14. Like, you have to learn the mechanics, like what's going on in the fight, and then remember it. I think the funniest one is, okay, so there was they call them alliance raids, and it's when 3 groups of 8 players come into a raid together, and they break up mechanics per team. So sometimes you're all doing the same thing, and what you do will affect your other teams. And there's this one based on Crystal Tower from the 3rd Final Fantasy game. And it's really old content, so most people haven't played it, and a lot of the kind of raid content like that is optional. But for Shadowbringers, they made it mandatory content because of what happens during the Crystal Tower raid series. It is important to the main story, the expansion story in Shadowbringers. So everyone had to do Crystal Tower. Like Crystal Tower, so it used to be the people who did Crystal Tower, because we would do it every week to get the clears, because there's clear rewards that you got to turn in. And so we would, in our server anyway, everyone would come on Sundays and we would clear Crystal, like all 3 parts of Crystal Tower, and it was fine. And then when it became mandatory to do the expansion, of course, everyone started doing it, and there was just a ton of people that had no idea what was going on, which was fine. But like, there was, do you know the term enrage? Like what it means to enrage on a boss? You can guess. Basically, enrage is when the boss, the fight takes too long, and the boss will get enraged and then just kill everyone for some mechanic. So it means that there's kind of a time limit on fighting that boss. And this isn't even a boss, it's a trash pull. And there's a trash pull for it's 3 for all three alliances, they have their own little room, and you can see everyone. I don't even know if I want to call it a room. Everyone has their own bridge. And on the bridge, there are 2 platforms. And on the one platform at the other end, there's an enemy called an Atmos. And it spits out little mobs for you to kill while you're killing the Atmos. And then the platform on the other end, you have to have 4 party members standing on it. So they can, because each Atmos pad has a barrier. And if 4 party members are standing on the opposite pad, it brings down the barrier for a different alliance. So every alliance needs 4 people to stand on their pad. And the thing is nobody wants to stand on the pads. And you could just hear, like, when we're going through the raid with these new people, all of us are just going like, get on the pads, get on the pads, get on the pads. Like, no one can attack the enemy if you're not on the pads because it's invulnerable. So we didn't know this in like the years that we had played, which was like 6 years at that point, like 5 to 6 years, that if it took you too long to kill the Atmoses, and again, no one knew this, if it took you too long to kill the Atmoses, it summoned this giant ass monster with a huge sword and would just cleave everyone to death. Like, the trash mob had an enrage, and we're just like... So, yeah, because, no one wants to mechanics. Like, it was so crazy. Like, yeah, we just, like, stunned, like, everyone in the game that had been playing for a long time and, like, knew how to play Crystal Tower was just stunned. Because we did, well, number one, like, we've never failed Atmoses, that, because it's trash mobs. And number 2, like, we had never ever seen the enrage. And we're just like, what? There's an enrage here? You can die here? Like, it was hilarious. And then that was just like, okay, I need to get rid of this one. Remove. There we go. It was nuts. And that was like what we all talked about for like months. It's like, oh crap, did you get Crystal? And the thing is, like, the Atmoses, that mob, that's in the first Crystal Tower raid. So the first Crystal Tower raid's not even the hardest. And yet, it suddenly became the hardest because of that. It was nuts. We had some fun times with the raids though. Dan and I never did like the serious raiding. Where it was like savage and extremes. Unless the content was really old. Because then we would go to the really old content so we could get like the mounts and the gear for glamour, of course. Thank you so much for the follow. Shumpa. Yeah, Shumpa, right? I'm doing all right. How are you? I'm just trying to finish up this character sheet sketch for Art Fight. Yeah, Dan and I would go in and do like the normal raids and like, oh my god. Oh, well, I'm glad you're trying your vacation. I hope the rest of your vacation goes really well before you go into the military, and also good luck on your military career. I've been talking about my ill-fated, I say ill-fated, my long tenure in 14. I don't play anymore. But we were discussing it. Nice, let's do some shinies. Maybe not over. Do that. Okay. Oh man, this is not. Well, it's a sketch. This is fine. It's okay. Maybe we'll go back to being the. Oh, I think Tarkin's awake. Hey, Tarkin. You want to come say hi to everyone? Is that a yes? This is also a really weird OST. What is going on here? Here. Like that. Okay. Let's get the. Oh, where's my mouse? Okay. Have that. I'm gonna save that so I can upload it to there. Okay. Okay, So we finished the art fight stuff, which is great. Turkin, come here. No, 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 no. Come say hi. Come say hi. There you go. I'm just gonna cough. Yeah. Hey, buddy. He's pretty sleepy. Someone's been napping. Yeah. Someone big nap. Tarkin, it is 4:10. You're not supposed to take your potty break until 4:30. Why are you up early? Yeah? Yeah? What are you doing? I didn't have plans to work on anything else today, but it's only been an hour and a half. I don't want to... I feel bad for ending stream, early. What do you think, Bug? Huh? What? I think he's telling me to let him go. I don't know. You okay? Yeah? 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 Okay, well, if I go by my imposed drawing limit, I only have another half an hour. I don't think I have anything that would take just a half an hour. I think more accurately, I don't have anything that I would want to stop after half an hour. I still have the Rocks in Space epilogue drawing that I want to work on. I was going to do that on Thursday. And I know once I get started on that, I'm not going to want to like really stop working on it. So I need to figure out how to diamond art on here. Because remember the last time I showed my canvas, the camera like really freaked out. So I need to figure out how to like diamond art on stream and not have the camera like, yeah, I haven't tried this camera, the one I'm using right now, to see if it'll focus. I guess we could try that out. Let me go grab it and let's see if it focuses or not. I'll be right back. Okay, let's try this one. Oh boy, hang on. That's so big. What happened? Okay. Let me see here. All right, let's see if is it gonna focus. Is it focusing? All right. Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, the picture quality got upset. But, okay, so that means if I wanted to do diamond art on stream, I probably could. I just have to use my phone, my face cam, and then I'd have to use my webcam, I think, for a face cam, which I could do. It's just, you know, it's fine. Also, here's what it looks like. You guys got to see already, but like, I only have this bottom part left to do. I wanted to finish it during the weekends, but Tarkin. Hey, I put Tarkin outside, and now he's like freaking out. Let me go get him. My dog. Hang on, I'll be right back again. He was literally just outside crying. Unique, hi! I mean, bye, Unique. I have to go. Unique's here. Bye. I mean, I find squares really satisfying. Unique, hi. Yeah, I find squares really satisfying. I've told you that before. What do you mean you don't have the storage? You can put them where you normally keep your blue yarn. I don't work on several colors. So, hang on. Let's look at it again. Let me move my drawing tablet over. Okay, so you see down here, each of these squares. I do like one square at a time. And I do one color at a time. So it does mean that I'm constantly putting diamonds back in and out of the container. But that's how I break it up, especially for these really big canvases. There are other people that have, no, not the whole canvas. There are people that do that though. There's other people that have towers, and they'll have each of the colors in its own tray, and then they'll pull it out of the tower to work on it. So they'll do that when they do the little sections like I do. It's just I do one color at a time. So like up here, I'll like start with this color like right up here, and I'll do everything in that square that's this color, and then I'll put that color away and then go on to the next one in that square. Yeah, it really just depends on like what you like to do. Like for me, that was, I didn't like having all the colors out. I really liked doing what you like chaos. I really only like doing one color at a time. So it was just, it made sense for me to do it the way I do it. So it sounds like towers may not be the best idea for you, which is fine, but you could try the sections one at a time if that's your thing. you can do the whole thing like you did. There's plenty of people that do that. It might mean you don't want to get a huge canvas. But there's lots of people that do like one color over the entire canvas. It's sticky enough. That's also a nice thing of having the little sheets down. But I'm gonna put my hand on it. But that's why when people do the whole canvas, they'll just peel back some of it and work on that area, and then like put that back down and then peel another part to work on it. I think for squares, you did go with chaos. For squares, when I want them to line up straight, I use a ruler and I start at the edge. Squares will eventually like fix themselves for the most part, but if you really, really want it to be straight, then people will put rulers on the edges and then work their way inward from them. There are mesh rulers you can buy to put down on the canvas and stick the diamonds in the mesh ruler, because the mesh ruler is like a little grid. And then there's other people who do, when they do squares, they do what's called a checkerboard method, which they make a checkerboard out of the diamonds, right? And then they go back in and fill in those missing spots on the checkerboard, which to me is like really tedious. But you're still single placing, so that would be what you do. But no, you sound like you wouldn't be a checkerboard person either. Oh, I didn't change my Nightbot. We're not working on the use of ammo drawing. Nightbot, you're wrong. Yeah, there's lots of different methods to doing diamond art. You can just pick the one that you like best, and sometimes you have to try multiple methods to see which one you like best. Like having to buy multiple pens to see what kind of pen you like. Tarkin, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Whatever. So we have Cherish and Charisse, and they're twins, and they're based on the Bleeding Heart flower. Charisse is the slightly older twin. Or the very older twin, I guess, depending on how the twin wants to look at it. And Cherish is the younger one. Okay. 2 minutes old. Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what she would say, or Cherish would say, to try and get out of things, being like, well, Charisse is older. She's responsible. Okay, let's see if I can show you guys how to. So we edit this. I'm gonna try and add it here. Images. Upload a new image. Where is... There we go. We're not going to do thumbnail. I created this image. It does not have mature content. We'll submit that. Did it not go through? I mean, I didn't have any OCs. Okay, there we go. I mean, I didn't have any OCs either until this last year when I made some. But the year before, I came in with like my version of Rey. But yeah, I don't think you can just come in and be like, I have Sailor Venus. So when we go to look at her, at them, I should say them. So it should show all the images here. So here's them in their civilian clothes. This is a sketch. So these two, so these two are actually for a magical girl design that I told you about, the one that's based on flowers. So I made them for the design. We did little sketches of them in their civilian forms. I decided to make their hair colored to their image colors instead of red for that, because I thought that would be cute. Because you know, when especially like Naoko did all the art book images for the girls and like their casual like little sketches, they'll have the hair color that matches. So I thought that was fun. So we have them here. And then this is part of the bigger image that I have not officially published yet. Because the design isn't out yet, so I cropped it. So this is a crop of them. But yeah. But yeah. I'd let you say. I was just sitting here like, oh my god, should I submit Jed Horse? Can I get people to draw a horse boyfriend Jed? If I put him up on Artfight? Oh my goodness. I might She would be so happy. Oh my god, I should do that. The horse version of Jedi on Artfight. I wonder if anyone would do it. Secretly. I don't know if she'll ever realize, because I'm not even sure Charlie knows what Artfight is. I mean, I know I'm gonna start talking about it on Discord, but I wonder, I kind of think she won't even look. Like, she still needs to get to the end of Love Potion, so she can see all the wonderful horses there. So, you know. I think I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah. We need to record it. We need to record it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna end here. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna finish my redraw. I just got so fed up with it. I don't think I've worked on it since where did I put it? Yeah, I haven't worked on it since then. This is... The angle's so bad. Like, this was a terrible... This is a terrible screenshot. We never should have picked it. That was so bad. Anyway. And here... Thursday should be a regular length stream. We're going to be finishing up the epilogue drawing. I'm sure I'll be sitting there fiddling with shading and highlighting a lot. Unless, again, I have physical therapy tomorrow, so if my physical therapist ruins my shoulders, I won't be streaming Thursday, but I should be streaming Thursday. So I should see you guys on Thursday, and we'll be working on that. Oh yeah, there are some new emotes on here on Twitch. I haven't decided, because I made a bunch of new ones. V-Chan already knows this. I made a bunch of new emotes. I haven't decided which ones should stay on Twitch and which ones shouldn't. If you have strong opinions about which one should and shouldn't be on Twitch, You should let me know. Otherwise, they're all on Discord. But yeah, I will see you guys. I'll see you guys potentially on Thursday. Okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.